Okay, so this is a quick demo of the Microsoft Surface RT that just got released by Microsoft. This is a competitor to the iPad as well as some other tablets that Google has come out with. So this is the unit itself. This is the cover. And you turn the unit over. It has volume up and down, has a headphone jack. On the other side, this is where you plug in the power. A USB, so you can plug in a external mouse, a flash drive, a printer. This is something that the iPad does not have, so you can't hook up an external device to an iPad, but you can with this particular device. This is an HDMI port, so from here you could basically output into a HD TV. You just gotta buy an HDMI adapter, plug it in, and then you can go ahead and output the video to your TV. Okay, and then the other cool thing that Microsoft has put into this thing is the kickstand. And this kickstand basically allows you to prop up this device. On an iPad, you basically would have to get a special cover that you'd pay extra for if you wanted to go ahead and prop it up if you were working at a desk, for example. The kickstand basically, you see this indent here, basically just kind of comes out here, and boom, we're able to go ahead and show the unit. So this is Surface RT running Windows 8, and it's running a special version of Windows 8 called RT. And then you notice here that this cover actually is a keyboard. So this is again something that on the iPad side you'd have to get an external keyboard, connect it via Bluetooth in order to get this functionality, but they include it all in one unit. So basically it's all in one device. So it's pretty slick actually. There's two types of keyboards. Microsoft includes the basic keyboard. This is the higher end keyboard. Adds about $100 to the cost of the device. And you notice that this is basically like a full-on keyboard. Kind of you can hear it, right? The included keyboard that Microsoft ships with the unit basically doesn't have that kind of keyboard sound, and it kind of feels like you're typing on just kind of a hard surface. It actually works pretty well once you get used to it, so actually I didn't mind it at all. This keyboard feels a little more natural, so people should probably feel very comfortable with this type of, they call this the type cover. Okay, so this is the home page, basically the home screen when you first start up the device. So basically the way that this works is you notice that there's these different tiles, and they all basically do different functions. So this would be analogous to on the iPad apps. So if you played with an iPad, you have you install a bunch of different apps on your device, and then you're able to go ahead and launch different functions. And you can basically just navigate and scroll just like you can on an iPad, right? They all do different functions. For example, you have mail if you wanted to tap into like a Hotmail account or an Outlook account. Instant messaging, weather, photos if you downloaded some photos into your device. There's a browser, so you can go ahead and browse the internet with Internet Explorer. Maps, the Windows Store, this would be analogous to iTunes, where you download applications to your device. SkyDrive, which is basically like kind of like a Dropbox equivalent, where you can basically store files, photos into the cloud. And then as you scroll over, Bing, this is basically Microsoft's search engine. One cool thing about here is that I can go ahead and I can type in something to search. So you just pick whatever topic you like. I happen to do Aikido, so I will type in Aikido and search, and the results come back, and they're basically in this kind of tile format. If you've done a search with Google, you know that it basically just kind of lists the various results that have come back from that particular search. But this gives you a little bit more information, includes some graphics, and gives you much more richer content, and you can kind of just scroll through this and pick whatever it is that you want, click on it, and then you'll go to that site. So you can also download music. This thing has a camera on it, like an iPhone or an iPad. It's not as good as the iPhone or iPad, but you can still take pictures or videos. One of the things that's cool about this is it includes a version of Microsoft Office. It's the latest version, 2013. This is a kind of essentially be like the home version of Office. So you get Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote. It does not include a copy of Outlook, however. So that's going to be shipping in the professional version of this Surface called the Surface Pro. That's going to be coming out beginning of next year. And that will have more business-related focus and will include basically a full version of Windows 8, which will allow you to use Outlook, integrate with your back-end Exchange or email, as well as provide the ability to join a Windows network, so you get the security functions that you would have in a managed network environment like you would have with your Windows XP or Windows 7 desktops and laptops. It would allow a server to manage these Surface tablets and allow for centralized administration and management. You can go ahead and download a particular app, and then it will show up on the right side here, and you can go ahead and click on it and launch that particular app. So one other thing that we missed here was, you know, that there's this desktop here. So I'm going to click on desktop, and what basically that's going to do, it's going to put us at the very familiar kind of Windows 7, XP, Windows 8 desktop screen. So you notice that there's My Computer, Network, Recycle Bin, Control Panel. Along the bottom here you have the Office applications. So the Microsoft Surface can integrate with a wireless network. One thing it does not include is a broadband card that you can find at this point on an iPad, like a 4G or a 3G broadband card that will get you internet access wherever you are. This particular version only supports Wi-Fi. I'm assuming that the Surface Pro that's supposed to ship, as I said, at the beginning of next year should include a broadband card option, so make it much more usable for, or much more relevant for a business type environment, for like a salesperson who's traveling and so forth. If you remember, we had a USB port on the side of the tablet here. So I have a flash drive. I'm just going to plug that in. And voila, I can go ahead and copy files back and forth from my flash drive to my system. This allows me to, copy files. I can go ahead and take this out. I can go ahead and take my wireless mouse if I want to. I can plug this in. And now I can go ahead and start using my my wireless mouse. Now the other thing that the keyboard includes, you notice that down on the trackpad, I can click here and I can actually go ahead and start using my mouse as well. And I can do like right click, left click. I can go ahead and launch Word, start typing. This is a test. I can go ahead and print if I was connected to a wireless printer, or I can go ahead and connect a USB printer directly to the tablet, and it will allow me to directly print right from this unit. Another thing I'll show you is something that you can't do on an iPad right now, and that's essentially you can switch between applications pretty quickly just with a swipe. So basically, right now I have Excel open. I can go ahead and just do this kind of swipe down, and I can go to the search that I had open. And I can also do my famous Alt-Tab and switch between applications. If I want to go back to the main screen, I just click on this Windows Home button right here. Takes me right back to the home page. I can go ahead and go back to the desktop. I can also alternatively just click on this button right there. Takes me back to where I was at the beginning. The App Store, they're adding new apps every day. So they started off with a pretty good selection. It's not nearly as fleshed out as the iTunes Store. iTunes Store has several 100,000, 700,000 apps. The Microsoft one, they're adding, I think, probably about 1,000 a day at this point. And they're kind of break them down by categories. You can kind of scroll through here and select an app. They have free apps as well as paid ones. Just depends on what category of application you're looking for. News, weather, health and fitness, food and dining. One other thing you might notice here, as I'm scrolling, that the screen tends to jiggle a little bit. I'm not sure if you're able to make that out. Once you stop, it gets very clear. On an iPad, when you go ahead and scroll, it's basically kind of the actual motion of the scrolling is pretty much perfect. So you're gonna have a little bit of a difference there. But the screen itself actually works pretty well. If you want to look at videos, the screen itself is a 16:9, so this is basically the size of a high-def screen. Resolution is not as sharp as the Retina display that you'll find on an iPad, but for looking at any sort of video and movies, it's quite acceptable.